are construed as dominant, or they're in this oppressive position, or they're in a more superior role. But one is not more superior in context of the importance, right? Men are not over women, and women aren't over men. In that way, in that respect, in that specific domain, only that specific domain, they're equal, right? Is that one is just as important as the other.
Yeah, definitely. And
right.
That's
where it becomes equal. But aside from that shit, there is no fucking way. I think you're a pretty badass woman. I'm sure you can fight, but you won't be able to take me in a goddamn fight. You know what I mean? Just for my sheer size, you wouldn't be able to take me. You know what I mean? Just because I'm bigger than you. You know, you can make faces and you can say you ain't shit or make calls at me, but you can scratch me. But I've been scratched before, right? But you might be able to take a guy my size that's not as potent as I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not as aggressive or masculine, if you will, however masculine I am. But I'm just the right amount of masculine that I can take her.
That's part of where the society is falling down, though. Because if you think about it, because society's put so much emphasis on monetary being success, monetary being a good provider, monetary being... Because what a woman wants is somebody that's going to, gets the mind, body, soul. And that's a lot. That's hard, right? That sounds bananas. But it's not impossible. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything monetary. Because...
It helps, but it's not that specifically. It only helps because money is such a versatile tool that if you have it, then it would provide a lot of security. Yeah, yes. But I guarantee you that you got a guy with a lot of fucking money and he's not taking care of his woman, she's out of there.
Or she's cheating on him.
Or she's cheating on him. Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, that's what happens.
We're getting more detailed into the breakdown of relationships. But I'm not trying to cut you off, but I'm trying to keep us right here on this thing. And that's. You're right, it does, and they'll cheat on them or whatever. But they need to provide some sort of security. And they can't fucking do that when their fucking options are limited. And that's where it's at right now. But women, in order to check and see if their men, the men in their life or the potential mates are worthwhile, they're going to give them shit tests. It's not like, okay, let me go fuck with him. It doesn't come off like, let me go fuck with him and see if he's worthy. They're gonna do it subconsciously. That's just what women do. They want to make sure that their men are right. Because if a man can't stand up to his woman, then how in the fuck is he gonna stand up to anyone else? If a man can't provide for her, even though she's doing the providing, if he can't make her feel safe and secure that she doesn't have to fucking do that shit, then she's gonna diss him. She's gonna be putting him out. She's gonna try to get on his ass and run hell on him. Right? So we were watching Mrs. Doubtfire, right? He's always fucking losing his job, right? Because it wasn't just about the party. He was always losing his job. He was taking on a feminine role with the kids, being the nurturer, being the caregiver, being the lover of children, right? And when she said she wanted a divorce, he was basically begging to stay with her, right? Those are all feminine qualities. No wonder he got a fucking divorce.
And that's where men get it twisted, because there's a lot of these stay-at-home dads now, okay? In reality, they're like, there's no difference.
I was one of those. Bad move, but I was one of those for a minute.
Stay-at-home dad, and they're doing their part. But as that's happening, resentment is growing.
In the woman.
Because
right?
Oh, hells yes. Because it's like, you lazy ass mother trucker. I'm out here taking care of everything, and you get to be at home. And not saying that the woman, because... I didn't call you. A woman can easily, and I'm not saying that women want to stay home, because women don't want to stay home. They don't. I mean, a lot of them do out of necessity. But then we always got to make our own way. There's got to be a way that we can make our own way to where it doesn't take away from the family time. I believe that that's important, because you've got to find that balance, because you can overextend yourself for work trying to get up that ladder, because that oppression stuff, because you're never going to be equal going into whatever.
Okay. Can I give a footnote? At least what my philosophy is, what you're saying. Woman has to make her way, but she has to make her way in order.
Leave her alone.
A woman has to make her way in order to.
She was gone. You went and bothered her.
A woman has to make her way in order for her to what's the word I'm looking for?
feel worthwhile.
Worthwhile, but she can't. I mean, I guess a woman can be kept, but she has to. Yeah, I guess worthwhile.
Because you don't want to.
That's not really.
You don't want to hand over all the control. You don't.
Well, I guess what I was going to say was validated. I guess really the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Not in a way of oh yes, I feel important, but she has to know that she's doing her part. Like you said, she's worthwhile. She's doing her part because she is also a contributor. Just the same way men's options are limited, women's options are limited, especially the ones that are being kept. When they're being kept, they say you don't have to work, baby. They say, well, I want to work. I want to feel of value for herself to know that she's not just completely dependent on the man. Because in the old days, if the man didn't bring home any caribou, then there's still fucking nuts and berries and shit that they can eat on. You know what I'm saying? The family will still have. She's support. And if you're not pulling your fucking weight in some kind of way, if you're not pulling support, then you're not following your role. You're not filling your role. And I think that's what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because you don't want, because then you feel like, what's the point of having him? Period. Because
right.
at this point,
but that's why I love strong women. That's why I like strong women, because in your case, you don't need me here.
No.
You don't need me to take care of you. You don't need me to pay the bills and whatever I do. Right?
No.
But because you don't need that, right? Because she doesn't need that. That's what makes me care for her even more. That's what makes me appreciate her even more, because she's still here. She's here for me, not for my fucking money, and she's not gold digging or anything else like that. And that's an important role. That's an important thing to understand, but it's an important role that you feel in the support, because I know that you're capable of going to do your own thing, right? And I'm in support of you going out to do your own thing. But right now you understand that, and I'm not trying to sound male chauvinist like I'm oppressing her, but she understands that her role is important for the baby, to be here with the baby, because I can't fucking be here with the baby and she can't be here with the baby if we're both fucking working. You know what I'm saying? We're both busting our ass and doing our things. And that's why it's important. That's why it's important for you cocksuckers to get off your balls and go take care of your fucking family. I'm not saying to go marry a woman that you knocked up, but you should be providing for that baby one way or the other. You know what I mean? You need to take care of your fucking business. You don't have to get married. You don't have to be her girlfriend.
Her girlfriend, her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend, whatever the fuck. You don't have to be your girlfriend because you ain't
whatever
shit.
you are.
Whatever you are. Whatever your gender like, yeah, whatever your gender you claim. You don't have to be your boyfriend. You don't have to be in a relationship, but you do have to take care of the baby. You should be taking care of the baby, which is a circle back to what you were talking about. How can I wonder the same thing? I know the answer, and it's because their left brain, their logical thinking or whatever, right, left brain, whatever it is, their logical thinking, so it's less resourceful to spend the money and their resources on this child or on this woman because the kid can't decide whether or not he wants tennis shoes. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking baby. He can't decide whether or not he's going to buy the appropriate formula, or if she's not breastfeeding, or buy the appropriate diapers. It's up to the woman to decide that. But you girls have a tendency to be money-grubbing broads, and y'all take that man's money and go live your lifestyle the way you want, and you struggle with the kid. And that shit's wrong, too. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I do.
Because they can't see you nodding.
Oh, yeah, no.
Unless you want to come and sit next to me.
I'm good. But no, because that's what happens, and that's why there's a bad...
It's bad juju's, man.
It is. That's why child support is a...
It's a fucked up thing.
It's a fucked up thing that doesn't...
It's necessary.
It shouldn't be, though. It shouldn't be
it should not be. It is necessary. You're right. It shouldn't be. It should not be. It is necessary because motherfuckers ain't taking care of responsibilities. So it is necessary. But it gets even more fucked because as it's a necessity, some girls, a lot of girls have a tendency to take advantage of that shit.
Oh, I know. I know people who have 3 different baby daddies and pull $600 a month per child.
Right, and that's the toxic.
I did it wrong.
That's the pendulum swinging to the other side. So it's in favor for the girls, right, to benefit them, but it becomes
$1,800 a month for opening your legs for 18 years. God damn.
But it becomes toxic because these girls manipulate the system. But that is a result of a breakdown of the family life because they're not learning their roles as a good, wholesome provider to their children, regardless of what the fucking man is doing. Now they're dependent. They're finding themselves to want to be dependent upon this guy, and rather than having him take care of his business or support him in a way that he would take care of his children his business. It's beeswax. They remember that. They press him. They press him for for his fucking money, because women are emotional and they have a tendency to act out of emotion. So now they're pissed off and they say, I want this man to pay. He's got to pay. He knocked me up. He's got to pay because he's not taking care of his baby. He's got to pay. They feel wronged. So they hunt their fucking men down, not realizing that this motherfucker might be a legit dude. He may not want to be with you, so their feelings are hurt. So they're hunting him.
It's personal, yeah. It's personal.
But
it's a personal connection that goes on.
the dude, there's been there, and there's I'm speaking generally, and I don't want to give a blanket statement, but there's times that men will be doing the best they can to provide for these women, and all they want to do is take them to the cleaners. They want to clean them out, right?
There is, because I have a friend who his wife, they were married at 17, and they had a baby, and then he joined the military because he knew to take care of his family, right? They got married, he did the whole thing. They get stationed in Hawaii, they have another baby. Well, they didn't get divorced, but she files for divorce. She was supposed to come back to San Antonio, but she filed for divorce in Hawaii. The reason she did that is because the cost of living is higher in Hawaii. So child support order is going to be more because of the cost of living in Hawaii. So after she files for divorce and the proceedings start, right, she comes back to San Antonio. Now, for 2 kids on a military pay, she's getting $1,800 a month for 2 kids. Now, she gets said money until these kids are 23.
Both of them, it's $1,800 a piece.
No,
or $1,800
together.
So that's $900 a piece.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for 2 kids. Okay, and when they split, the little boy was 4, the little girl was 2.
She's falling back.
She's tired. So they go ahead.
Oh, that's right. You can't feed her yet. You have wine in your system.
No, I don't have that much. Calm down.
Something. She's gonna get Ruthie.
Oh, just a baby. But
I don't think she has any wine. She hadn't even took a fucking drink of her drink.
I got more soda than anything.
That's all you've been drinking with
Don't do
soda.
that. I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh yes, but no. Yeah, that's fine. And so they have these 2 kids. She gets $1,800 a month. Now every time he goes up for rank in the military, she hits him up for more child support. Right?
More fucking child support. Can you believe that shit?
Because he's making more money, and so he's now forced to go get another job to try to pay for, his life. And he's single. At this time he didn't have, he wasn't gonna get married again, and this and the other. But he also needed money to live. Well, as soon as she found out about that job, she took him and got more money. So he was just getting screwed every which way.
Every fucking which way.
Now, kids turn 18, they don't drop off because now they're going to college. So it continues. Now, at this point, he's re-enlisted in the Army as an officer because he went to school, to make more money. So now he's an officer. She gets wind of that, and she takes him to court for more money. And these kids are like 18 and 19.
That's why I'm fortunate not to have any child support.
So then,
Ex-wife and my current girlfriend.
after
God
that,
bless them both. But I think I did that from being a good person and you're a decent enough dad, I guess. But really being
I think you did it by having a good judge of character.
a good judge of character is key. But you can't have a good judge of character if you don't pay attention and you don't develop your own character. Because it is. Because the thing is, this isn't my cup. The thing about having good character, not to shift gears and interrupt you, but the thing about having good character is that you start to know what to look for. That's why they say it takes one to know one, because one that knows what to look for, and one that is potential.
And it does, but that's what's really sad about the situation because they were 17. So I mean, how do you? That's right. That's why I say it's fortunate, but I think it's, for me personally, not so much for him because he was 17, and same for her. But I think it's important. I'm not trying to pass judgment, so if I came off that way, it's not what I was saying. That's why I let in to say I was lucky. I got lucky with my ex-wife and you, because y'all not hitting me with child support. Because I imagine if it doesn't work out with us for whatever fucking reason, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That I don't see a reason why there wouldn't, but who fucking knows? But I don't think that you would do that, because
I hope
I
you
will
understand.
take care of mine. No.
You would take care. Yeah.
You
Take-
ain't shit.
You ain't shit. Exactly right. Because, but that's why I selected you in bunny rabbit ears, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was enjoying you. It's not so much that I'm gonna knock her up and get her pregnant because she's not gonna give me child support. It wasn't so much of that, but she's a good person, and that just kind of came. But I cannot attract a good person if I'm not a good person. It's easy to be a parent. It's hard to be a good person. You just got to make sure that the kids don't die if you want to be a good parent, right? If you want to be a good person who is a parent, then that's going to reflect into your children. It should. Anyways, so this poor fucker was 17, and then how old was he when he all said and done now?
I want to say it was like 42 when everybody got through college, right? And then this is when reality came down on Miss Eugene. Her name is-
After he's an officer and all that shit.
He got remarried. He had another baby.
don't
with
use
another
names.
girl. Huh? Well, you never find exact name she uses. I just think it's funny because the real name is Eugene. I don't like it. But anyway, so
Tamisol? You think Tamisol?
Eugene.
so then she went ahead. Now child support stops completely. Now shit gets real because guess what? That payday is no more. And so she's
What is she gonna do?
42. What she's gonna do? Her plan was to live off her children because they went to school, right? They went to college. One's a school teacher. The other one, he didn't finish college, but he's doing something with AutoCAD or something. So he makes decent money. So she decided that she's gonna hit them up to help her pay her bills, and that's not fair to do to them because they're got to start their life. They don't need to worry about their mama. So now she went and bought herself a BMW.
She developed a moocher's mentality because she was always getting that child support from
And
him.
she should have been saving something because she was
Right.
she's getting hand over fist money.
Well, she might be, I
$2,500
don't
a
know.
month at the end, just, for having 2 kids. And then she was left with nothing. And now she's living in an apartment on the east side.
And that
Barely
guy's balling.
making it.
He got another $4,500 a month.
He does.
his
He
pocket.
Got a fucking
sure
raise.
does. He sure
And
does.
those kids are self-sustained.
Mhm.
They're independent people.
From, yes.
You know what I mean?
So everybody should do that. That's the
No.
I'll pay all that damn child support. What are you doing?
But they could have. All right, so they sent this daddy to the cleaners. But if their mother, this is how dysfunctional it is. If that mother hadn't depended on that money, then they would have all been that much more rich.
They would have been.
You know what
They
I'm
would've, 'cause she
saying?
should've done it right.
Rich is too strong of a
No,
word. A
they
lot of
would've
it.
been set up.
What I mean by rich is not wealthy. I mean by rich as in prosperous or enriched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's one of those sad tales of where the child support system needs reform because
What else? That's enough of that unfortunate business. Men and women, they'll probably fucking cancel my ass too. Can you believe that shit? I'm not even a male chauvinist. I had a conversation about being a male chauvinist.
oh yeah, finish it on Christmas.
I gotta finish this shit.
I'm
just gonna give her the fucking video. I think I might do another video. I just have us talk on the video. You know what I'm saying? You want to finish the conversation? Let's talk about it. Because then they can see what kind of a conversation it is.
Yeah, you set yourself up for that shit. I don't know how you walked into that shit.
What happened?
I don't even know.
It was Thanksgiving. I don't know. He
It was
outside.
Uncle Stella's party.
I came inside. Oh, it was Uncle Stella. That's right. I came inside, and I thought he was gonna come in soon after, but it was not.
Who was it?
Brittany, you know Brittany?
He said, "Don't use
Brittany
it."
and
white
Sam? Yeah. I don't remember what exactly. I'm sure if I thought about it, I remember. But right now, it escapes me. But
It's probably because. Never mind. Okay.
I had said something about being a male chauvinist, and I was telling myself I'm not really a male chauvinist, but the things that I believe come off as male chauvinist, like I've been saying in this video. I'm not a male chauvinist. I think women play a very important and special role in the life of men, women, children, boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very, very necessary role. I think it's very important. I could not be a man if it wasn't for the role that women play. All women. the women's ways, I would not be the man that I am. However, that should not suggest that women are above men. That should not suggest that men are above women. That should not suggest that we're equal either. And that's really where the conversation was going. Is that I do not think that men and women are equal in a lot of fucking ways. We are more different than we are alike. On the surface, we're alike. There's some similarities, right?
And we're all capable when need
But
be,
it-
but it shouldn't be a
Don't-
full time.
Right, but those surface things are like saying, yes, men and women have hair, men and women have eyes, men and women have skin. You know what I mean?
I have skin.
Men and women, or whatever that scaly patch that you carry around on your torso, if you want to call that skin. I was just trying to be friendly. She's got scales on her back. She's got a swirl, black and white swirl scale on her back.
Molly's
Hey, the baby. Picky, you talking to dad too? So what do I say to my daughter? That's an interesting one with this male chauvinist stuff, right? I let her know she is the most powerful thing that a man could grab a hold of. And he's gotta be a bad motherfucker if he's gonna take the role of me in her life. If he's gonna kill his father, this dude right here, her father, if he's gonna kill her father and if he's gonna be somebody that's gonna replace me, he's gotta come correct. I'm not talking about finances because he probably will. I mean,
It's over.
I don't make much
Mo's
money as
gonna
it
come
is.
save you.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing.
Mo's gonna say you ain't shit.
She's got how many
I gotta
brothers?
go.
5 brothers. Johnny, Moses, Khalil, Mello, Marshall. That's in order of youngest to oldest, or oldest to youngest, right? She's got 5 brothers. How many
Crazy
uncles?
Daddy.
4 uncles. Probably all your other. How many other
Yeah, I
siblings
got
you got? How many other uncles is it? A fuckload of uncles. How many? Well, 4 involved uncles that are here present, right? That'll be seen on a regular. And I guess 2 grandpas if we're counting Mr. Frank, and 1 bad motherfucking daddy. Anyways, what I'm going to tell her is you be as strong of a person as you ever will. And this is not just for my little girl. That's for any human. All of my kids. You be as strong as you can. And the person that you're with, because you're a female, sorry little girl, but because you're a female, he has to be stronger than you. But your goal, the thing that you got to do is you got to make sure that motherfucker is strong. Because I don't like telling people what to do. Contrary to popular belief. I don't like telling people what to do. I don't want to come in and tell this motherfucker that he's got to bone up. I will, but I don't want to. And he doesn't have to be badder than me, per se. He just has to make her feel just as safe. He has to make her feel safe in such a way that she doesn't need me. And that's what I mean by killing me. Right?
Yeah, because once you go to take a man's daughter from him, you've got to be prepared to take care of her. Like that's
Gotta play the daddy role.
that's
That's why girls, that's why like pimps and shit, like they always call their pimps daddy, right? Oh, daddy, blah 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 blah. And that's why I call myself dad. Even at work, I tell these motherfuckers, "Who's riding with dad?" I'll ride with you.
no.
Sometimes they do. I'm riding. Who's riding with dad? And the people that get into my fucking truck are the ones that are riding with me. It doesn't mean that I'm dominant or anything like that. It doesn't mean I have any domination over them. It's that I carry that role wherever I go. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes somebody's more manly than me, right? And sometimes there's people that are less manly than me. But in today's society, I said this the other day, and I say it once, and I say it again, and I'll probably say it in other
15,
videos.
18 times.
A bunch
8
more times. I'll say, in this day and age, it's the best time to be a man. because the bar for manhood is so fucking low.
Same old, you can build a fire.
He can build a fire, and he can fucking fish,
You're at the apex.
and he can fish.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And you can fish.
you can feed them and keep them
You
warm.
can put a fucking shelter. That's 3 parts, man. You got food, water, shelter, what's food, water, shelter, security, and fire. Right? Right? Those are the four parts. You already got the food, you got the shelter, and you got the fire. Right? Learn you how to make your own water, how to develop and harvest your own water. There's a way to do it.
Yeah.
How to get your own water, and what was the other one? You're learning how to fight, so you got 4 out of the 5. You know what I'm saying? Learning some karate. But you seem to be a ballsy guy. You don't seem to be too. You have a tendency to confront your fears.
You would
You know
walk
what I
500 miles.
Right? Ain't you a fear crushing motherfucker?
I guess.
Nah.
Dude, you jumped off the cliff.
Are you a
jumped
fear
off the
crushing
cliff.
motherfucker?
Yes.
Are you? If somebody was giving your brothers, your siblings, or the people that you love shit, would you just let them do it because you're scared?
No.
No. You may be scared, but would you let them do it? No. Fuck that motherfucker.
You don't have a migraine.
And that motherfucker that's picking on the people.
Get off
the
the
motherfucker,
phone.
first motherfucker was your fear,
What are
right?
you doing?
Fuck all of it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it, right?
Are y'all
So you're a fear crushing motherfucker. Motherfucker. Right? Wouldn't you say so?
It's been an hour.
It's been longer than an hour.
wanna take the baby?
This is the new video as you see it's on the tablet.
It says an hour.
That says an hour. But I had already uploaded another video that's about 36 minutes.
You uploaded it?
Yeah.
God dang it!
But you understand?
I don't think anybody's gonna watch this long.
Probably not. And I really don't give a shit. Because it's not for them. It's for the people that are going to watch it that long.
Just make a
Your
podcast.
dad is immortalizing himself, so when he's no longer here, you can still talk to him.
I love you,
could
Motley.
look
I
at
love
this
you, children. I love
Be
you,
like
Marshall
50 years
Mello,
old and be like, I need
Khalil.
some advice.
Mo, Johnny, Motley, Icy, Keisha,
Oh,
Grandma, Grandpa,
what is she doing?
Uncle Robert. I don't know.
Who's Uncle Robert?
That's just whoever came to mind. My Uncle Robert. Uncle Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
Chad, Ricky Bobby.
Shaking baby.
Chad.
What you doing? Oh, what you doing?
Aunt Noy and Uncle Connie.
So that's it?
What else? Ask me another question.
What are your thoughts on hunting?
Hunting? Again, I don't really have any short answers to this shit. What are my thoughts on hunting? I guess that's the question.
Eric! No.
The question I want everybody to understand, I guess I should have said this early on, that the questions aren't necessarily directed towards me, it's directed in general. Because I want to make more of these videos, right?
Yeah.
And so, my thoughts on hunting, and the short answer is I'm against hunting,
Oh, it's 4 pounds.
right?
I had cookies at 9:30.
The short answer is I'm against hunting. The long answer,
So you're not gonna tell me we're not gonna have a conversation
about what?
about hunting?
I'm telling you right now.
But yeah, but you were giving me a short answer.
Right, because it's a loaded question, so I'm coming with it. Just let me unpack. Let me unpack it.
Yeah, you know, you were like, I want to make
The
more
short answer-
videos. That's why I was like,
Yeah, I do want to make more videos.
just ended.
The reason why I was saying I would want to make more videos is because the questions that are being posed are not just for myself, it's also for everyone here. Does that make sense? But I'm on the camera, so I'm the guy. I mean, you want to get on the camera, you can come over here and sit next to me. I'm more.
Welcome back, Ricky Bobby.
Come on with it. Come on with it, Brother Mo. I was going to call you Uncle Mo. You don't have to. Fuck it.
Nah.
My thoughts on hunting.
It's Big Mo and Big Mo.
It's Mo and Big Mo. He's the Big Mo. So my thoughts on hunting. I'm against hunting because the age that we live in, it's unnecessary, right? But the long answer is I'm for hunting because the age that we live in, it's very necessary.
Can you play Monopoly later?
If that makes sense.
Could you elaborate on the
I can elaborate, and that's why the second answer is a longer answer because this is why. Because that's the question that comes up, right?
Another 3 hours, 75 minutes.
The thing about hunting is that it's unnecessary because we have food in the grocery stores, and there's animals that are set aside specifically for food, right? It's unnecessary. It's necessary. It's more necessary now than ever before because we're losing touch of the old way, of the way of finding food on our own. That male role that I was talking about earlier, being hunters, while the women per se, the softer identity would go and gather, right? Not necessarily women, but typically it's women, right? But the feminine would go and gather, because that's a passive thing. It's to gather, right? Even farming, it's a gathering thing, right? It's a passive thing. You don't farm aggressively. You know what I mean? It takes a piece of shit to go and fucking track down an animal and savagely cut its fucking neck and
Mo, do you?
cook its heart. You know what I'm saying?
I would die. My womanly instincts won't let me do
But
that.
that's why it's more important now than it is ever before.
What? No, dude, I'm doing this.
That's why it's important now. Because why is it important?
Still do that though while playing the game.
Bro,
Bruh, you're
What were you saying? Could you repeat that?
You have like 15 children around here that might play with you.
Molly's not.
no, but you got Kal-El and Mark and Mello and Ice.
watching a video.
Ask them to play Monopoly.
Okay.
Did you ask him already?
Nope.
Bro.
Play Monopoly?
Marshall wants to play Monopoly.
Yeah.
Boom. So,
Alright.
Let's go.
So you're against hunting because you don't think it's necessary, but you're for it because you think men should still provide.
well, no, they should maintain those skills. Those skills need to be carried on because one day nature's
hit the fan.
nature's gonna reclaim Earth, and what the fuck are you gonna do?
2020.
And then you're gonna be like one of these soft ass sons of bitches that don't know how to do rat shit from rat shit. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do shit. That's why, again, full circle, this day and age is the best time to be a man because the bar is so fucking low. You know how to fish, right? You're learning how to fish. You're learning how to make shelter, and you're also learning how to create fire, right?
Isn't that what
You're
that
also learning how to
Patchy
fight,
said?
and all this shit is happening when you're 15 years old, right? Right? So you're on the path. Watch the edge of the chairs here. You're on a path of more manliness than a lot of motherfuckers that are in their 30s.
You and I do.
And that's not an exaggeration.
In their 40s.
And they're fucking
I
40.
can vouch for you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if you can't hunt, but I know that you can fucking catch a fucking squirrel. You know how to do that, right?
Let's go look at my stinky face.
We'll get more into the actual processing of it, but I know you can catch a fish. You know where you need to go to catch a fish. You know what it takes to get from point A to point B, right? I'm sure you know you're smart enough to follow highways or make your way to a fucking either fresh water, but you know the seawater is better in your own experience, right? Nobody told you that. That's been your experience.
Okay.
Right?
Motley.
So you can find this fucking. You can provide
You
food.
should go on her thingy.
But even with me,
Her pit.
even if you fuck up cleaning the squirrel,
You gotta go
you know how to provide food, right? You catch one of these fucking chickens, now you know how to more or less how to process and gut that one because you already did a fucking turkey. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eric. Good on you. Right?
On for her while y'all play Monopoly here. I'll
You
help
follow
you.
me?
Hold on.
So, there's those 5 things, man. Those 5 things to survive. And if you can take care of yourself in that way, then you can provide, not survive, but you can provide for your circle, your family. Everybody in the circle is your family, right? And you decide, you declare what your circle is. I can give you an order or a prescription of what the circle is. I can give you a prescription or an order of what the circle is, but you have to decide on your own. And in my opinion, the circle is everybody that's close to you, but especially your family because they're the closest to you, your siblings. Because your dad's going to grow, your mom's going to grow old and die, and Nikisha's going to grow and die, Eric's going to grow and die. Any of these other elders in your life, right? They're going to grow old and die. But your
Why are you
siblings,
trying to kill me?
your siblings What were you saying about siblings the other day?
Want me to tell you what I said?
Tell me what you
I can
said.
tell you what she said.
I was listening to a TED talk.
She was listening to a TED talk.
TED Talk.
And
And
the
it
gentleman
said
said that your
that
parents leave your life
they
too
leave you
soon.
too early, and somebody else leaves too late. No, your siblings are there right on time.
No,
And your
that's
spouse
not how I
leaves too
said it.
late.
What you've been drinking. Your parents leave you too soon. Your spouse and your kids come too late, but your siblings are with you for the entire
I
ride.
said that.
That's not
I said
what
they
you
were right
said
on time.
verbatim.
Right on time. So that being said,
Literally,
you decide what's in your circle. I would assume your parents and the elders in your life are in your circle, right? Your children and everything, your siblings and everything, right? So your family, essentially, right?
Amen, sister.
But you decide what's your family. That's why I say family first. But it's really the circle because there's people that they call it cutting, right? There's people that I'd cut for, or there's people that I would go down for that aren't blood relatives. You know what I mean? They're not literal family. You know what I'm saying?
My friend family is the family I chose.
Right. And that's your family you chose. And Grandpa used to have a saying, my dad used to have a saying, he said, friends are one people choice you have in life because you can't choose your family. Right? You're stuck with the people.
how'd you get here?
Huh?
How'd you get here?
How did I get where?
What you were talking? What are you talking about?
We were talking about providing. There's 5 things that you need to survive. And you hone those survival skills, right? You hit those check marks, then you can provide. Because your survival, just like your happiness, is paramount. You make yourself happy, and it all trickles down. It all fans out to everybody else.
That's what made
Right.
your dad handsome.
And then,
Right there. That damn line. That's what it was.
and then
Could you repeat? No, it's
I want to be handsome. So, but then